Hi everybody, and thank you for tuning into this Sunday's vlog. And let me just say that you picked an awesome time to do so because I have an amazing topic for you guys. We're talking the best modern Jeskai bombs of all time. And as if you needed another reason to play these amazing colors. The fact that you can legitimately run some standard bombs in modern in Jeskai. And I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, but like dropping haymakers is a super fun thing to do in Magic, period. And you know, a lot of times like Legacy, Modern, it's not really something you can do because they're super big and they're super expensive and it's a competitive format. But in Jeskai, you get to do that sometimes and it's fantastic. So what is a bomb? So to me, a bomb is basically something that's, first off, it's probably going to cost 5 or more because 5 and 6 mana is starting to get into the realm of not impossible, but you're doing what in this format? That spell costs how much? You can sometimes expect to die before you'd ever get a chance to cast that spell. So along with the expensive nature of these cards comes a high power level. And along with that high power level needs to come some form of resiliency. That's why you're playing these cards, because for their 5 or 6 mana, they're going to take over the game or end the game quickly, sometimes both. And so they're like the haymakers. They're the big punches. That's what a bomb is. So obviously there's a lot of expensive, powerful creatures in Modern, but what makes them the best of all time? I'm gonna be looking at Pro Tours, Grand Prix, Star City Game Opens, and we're only going to look at top 8s and winners. Okay, so what we're going to talk about are the 3 best Jeskai bombs of all time. But first, I have one runner-up. Torrential Gearhulk, what an awesome card. Expensive, especially for Modern, 6 mana. In the Modern format, we really want to be doing this on things like Cryptic Command, because how awesome is that? You can flash back a Cryptic Command, counter somebody's spell, draw a card, flash in Torrential Gearhulk, bounce a permanent, draw a card, hit them for 5. There's so many different things you can do. You can also talk about flashing back Electrolyze. You could technically even do Opt, but I think we want to be doing bigger things. And in the most recent Ali Antrazi list, he gets to flash back, I want to say it's Glimmer of Genius. Not very good on some of the newer cards, but that spell is, I think it's 3 and a blue, scry 2, draw 2 cards at instant speed. Everything a control deck once. So the reason this is a runner-up is that we just have one relevant result. And that is a gentleman by the name of Alex Matas, who made a top 4 with his blue-white-red control deck at Grand Prix Dallas in 2016. So Alex, you are putting Torrential Gearhulk on the map as a runner-up to one of the best Jeskai bombs of all time. Now I have a few honorable mentions to discuss. These are honorable mentions for performance. First, we have Kuranos, God of Storms. The reason he's not in the main list is there wasn't any top 8 appearances. But first up, we have good friend of mine, Nick Hansen, who made the top 16 of Star City Games Modern Open 2016 in, when I looked online it didn't say where, but Star City Games Modern Open 2016 with 1 copy of Kuranos God of Storms in the sideboard of his Jeskai mid-range list. Also, we have Tony Norton, top 16 Star City Games Modern Open in Charlotte, who had 1 copy of Kuranos in his Jeskai control list. Next up, we have Gideon Jura with 1 result by Tetsu Kawaguchi, who made the top 8 of Grand Prix Brisbane with 1 copy of Gideon in his Jeskai Nahiri list. Okay, so number 3, we're going to work up here. Number 3, we have this card. Bane Slayer Angel, what an awesome, iconic card. Friends of Johnny's, friend of Spike's, friend of control players, friend of mid-range players. Just an awesome creature that for 5 mana, because of its myriad of abilities and power and toughness and everything, is worth tapping out for 5 mana for. And as you'll see in just a moment, even sometimes worth it in the modern format. So here's the list of results that make Bane Slayer Angel number 3 on our top 3 list of the best Jeskai creatures of all time. So first up, we have Mitchell Manders, Winter of Grand Prix Bilbao in 2013 with 1 copy of Bane Slayer Angel in his blue-white-red mid-range list. Second up, and this is kind of a side note, it's Worlds 2013, and the reason it's a side note is because it's not a Grand Prix, it's not a Pro Tour, it's not a SCG, it's not an event that many people, except for 16, would have played in. But if you were a fan of this deck at that time, or a fan of these colors, a fan of the colors or the creature, it's probably something that you would have paid attention to. So as a side note, we have Ben Stark, Yuya Watanabe, and Shuhei Nakamura at Worlds 2013 with 1 copy of Bane Slayer Angel each in their blue-white-red control lists. Now third up, we have somebody by the name of Ori Guo. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. He was a top 8 competitor at GP Portland 2013, and he had 1 copy of Bane Slayer Angel in his blue-white-red mid-range list. Fourth on the list, we have Nick Bonham, top 8 competitor, GP Minneapolis 2014. He had 1 copy of Bane Slayer Angel in his blue-white-red mid-range list. And then lastly, for Bane Slayer Angel, we have Jonathan Sikenik, a top 4 competitor at SCG Minneapolis 2014 with 1 copy of Bane Slayer Angel in his blue-white-red mid-range list. If you hadn't noticed already, you're going to see the deck name Jeskai / blue-white-red mid-range a lot on this list. Okay, second up, we have a true bomb. A 6-mana multi-format all-star right here. What can you say about Elspeth Sun's Champion? Amazing. Amazing card. 6 mana, blows up all creatures, completely takes over the battlefield, will kill you if you don't deal with it, will make it difficult for you to deal with it because it has a bunch of blockers. You can't attack it with big creatures because she'll blow them up. She protects herself. She makes an army. She wins the game. She can almost control the game. She's amazing, and she's 6 mana, and you can play her in Modern. Now here is a list of Elspeth achievements in the Modern format. First up, we have Alex Bianchi, winner of Grand Prix Pittsburgh 2015, who had 1 copy of Elspeth Sun's Champion in his Jeskai Twin list. Second up was Alex Matas, top 4 competitor, Grand Prix Dallas 2016, with 1 copy of Elspeth Sun's Champion in the sideboard of his Jeskai control list. Third, we have Jonathan Rossum, a top 4 competitor at SCG Modern Open in Syracuse 2017, with 1 Elspeth in the sideboard of his Jeskai mid-range / tempo list, whatever we're calling it these days. Here's the thing, Jeskai tempo is not Jeskai control. It does not have the same objectives. It is not the same deck. It wants to end the game. It is just what people used to call old Jeskai mid-range is what Jeskai tempo is today, with just minor evolutions as new cards have been released. Fourth, we have Jonathan Rossum again, top 8 competitor at Star City Games Modern Open Richmond 2017, who had 1 copy of Elspeth Sun Champion in his Jeskai mid-range tempo list. Fifth, we have Jean Sato, top 8 competitor at Grand Prix Sao Paulo 2017, who had 1 copy of Elspeth Sun's Champion in his Jeskai mid-range / tempo list. And then most recently, we have Brandon Dalloway, who came in place 2nd at the Star City Games Open in Louisville 2017 with 1 copy of Elspeth Sun's Champion in, you guessed it, his Jeskai mid-range / tempo list. So if we look at the results, that is 4 copies in these top tier events for Bane Slayer Angel, 6 copies for Elspeth Sun's Champion. What would you guess beats those results? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My favorite modern bomb of all time, Thunder Maul Hellkite. What a sweet, sweet creature. He's everything that Jeskai wants. He makes your burn plan better. He makes your Geists better. If you're playing Arrestos or Spout Quellers or Vendilion Clicks, he makes those better, because when he comes into play, not only could he kill a bunch of pesky Lingering Souls blockers or Birds of Paradise that can sometimes change the combat map, or even big flyers, he just gets them out of the way so that you can bash in for everything that your team's got. And he hits right away, and he hits for 5. He doesn't die to Bolt. He doesn't die to Fatal Push. He doesn't die to Abrupt Decay. You gotta dismember him, you gotta path him, and if you're Maelstrom pulsing him, he's already punched you in the face. I really, really enjoy killing people with Thunder Maul Hellkite, because oftentimes you can set things up that even if you're not casting him on curve, if you feel like you have to manage the game a bit, you can just kind of set up a turn where you're like, okay, Bolt Snap bolts you, untap Thunder Maul, you're dead. And it's very gratifying. Okay, that's enough blabbling about how much I love the card. Here's his results. Mitchell Manders, winner of Grand Prix Bilbao 2013, with 1 copy of Thunder Maul Hellkite in his, going all the way back to 2013, blue-white-red / Jeskai mid-range list. Second up, and this is another Worlds result, and I was tempted, I wasn't sure if I should just put it as a footnote, but I decided if you were a fan of Jeskai, like I said, or a fan of these cards, it's certainly something that you would want to pay attention to, and he won. It's not like he was like 8th place, which sounds good until you realize there's only 16 players. He won the whole thing, and so I think that it's relevant enough. So Shahar Shenhar, winner of 2013 Worlds, with 2 copies of Thunder Maul Hellkite, I believe it was one main in Woodside, in his blue-white-red mid-range list. Third on the list we have Vjeran Horvat, a Croatian guy who won Grand Prix Prague in 2014 with, you guessed it, blue-white-red mid-range, who had 2 copies of Thunder Maul Hellkite in his list. Fourth, and for the 3rd time, we have Jonathan Rossum, top 4 competitor, Star City Games Modern Open Syracuse 2017, with 1 copy of Thunder Maul Hellkite in his Jeskai mid-range / tempo list. And then most recently, and for the 2nd time, we have Jean Satow, top 8 competitor of Grand Prix Sao Paulo, with 1 copy of Thunder Maul Hellkite in his Jeskai mid-range / tempo list. And the impressive total for Thunder Maul Hellkite is 7 appearances in top-level events, 2 GP wins, 1 Worlds wins, and a total of 5 copies that were involved in bringing home the winning trophy. Okay, that's going to do it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this trip down memory lane, talking about the best Jeskai bombs of all time. I know I enjoyed doing the research and putting this video together for you guys. Quick reminder, Jonathan Rossum was on this list 3 times, Harlan Fear was on this list once. We're going to be talking to those guys in a couple of weeks. So if you haven't already, check in the upper right-hand corner of this screen for a link to the Jeskai announcement, the big Jeskai announcement video, so you can post your questions if you have any for those guys and me there. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing my content. Thank you very much for the support, and I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.